Welcome, Earthlings! I'm here. I just finished my errand on the mountain I climbed up, and I like this because it's a huge mountain, as you can see on the Endomondo pages that I will post. That I climbed this mountain up previously as well, and now I have to show you, instead of using the biggest ring, which is I think a 27 with the 34, I actually used the 34 to the 34, so I now could skip 2 whole cassettes and come up like 2 kilometers per hour faster, so I actually could come up way better now, and I didn't get as tired as back then, because that was the first time I could come up here with biking all the way, but now it was even less of an effort because it was a month ago, and although it's way harder now, like 26, 7, 8, I was able to muster enough strength while pedaling at 80 to 90 RPM. And so the topic for today, after this, is the reason behind safeties. So just let this car pass. Most people who's active in sports say that safety's first. You gotta be safe when you do the sports because these are action sports, and so you have to protect yourself from accidents and that sort of shit. And when I was a kid, I used to wear helmets. Not anymore. I mean, I'm bicycling for like 8 to 12 years now. Not constantly, but I'm a really long rider. No, it's more like 16. Yeah. And because I'm biking still since I'm 10, so I know how to bike, and I'm really aware of all my surroundings and the environment. So, and I never had a bike accident in my life that I hadn't caused intentionally, that I could say, because I had an accident which was on a dirt road, and I played the jiggles with my handlebar, and of course the handlebar stick to the right, and the bike said stop. And I plunged ahead onto my face as flat as a tire, and actually a baseball cap saved my face, because the actual forces as I was skimming across the dirt ground skimmed off like a centimeter or two from the baseball cap's front, but it protected my face. So actually having a baseball cap is more protective than a flicking helmet. And helmets weigh a lot, they're really uncomfortable, or they cost way more money than I would pay for the resources that it's made of. So it's totally not worth it. And I'm just gonna stop here. The question arises then, why do I wear gloves? And the answer to that comes in this picture. This is an R2 magnesium grip from, I don't know, a famous company, which is a great grip. It's not a round grip, and I like that I have my wrists a space to rest on. The issue is the plastic or the rubber which is on top of it. This bike was stored for like 2 years undercover outside. I mean, not on cover. And this made it quite ruggedy, and you can see that it's gooey and sticky and stuff, so I have to use a biking glove to not get my hand sticked all the time. And so this is the only reason I'm wearing biking gloves, and also it has a little squishy softness, so it really softens the punches I get on my hands. And when I was into like skating, when I started skating, I used all the equipment, you know, the elbow and the knee joints and the helmet and everything. And for example, at the horse riding school, I was forced to wear a helmet because you can't ride without a helmet. And I fell from horses like 5-6 times, and the helmet never provided any actual protection because of my falling knowledge, because I learned to fall while doing martial arts training, and I'm instinctively falling now, you know, doing the flips and doing the actual landing parts. It's the rolling landings, the side landings, the head-on landings, the back landings, everything. I know how to project the force in a way that it doesn't actually hurt my body, but changes the force into a motion which propels my body and doesn't hit me. So I know how to fall, and falling is the most it's the biggest thing that you have to learn if you want to do sports. Not just professional sports, even if you're walking. You have to know how to fall without injuring yourself. And if you don't know how to fall without injuring yourself, you're just waiting for an accident to happen and injure you. I actually, when I was a kid, I fell into the rings. I didn't have a cover on it because first, it bothers me, and second, it's more weight than it needs. And my knee went into 3 of the teeth of the gears, but it wasn't a big thing. I mean, okay, it's an oily, open wound and you have to disinfect it and stuff. No, I just cleaned it up, and after a week it healed, didn't even hurt, you know. And so there's that was one accident when my chain actually got stuck. That was once. I never broke a chain, I never broke a tire, I never went into a blown out tire because I look where I bike. Of course I had flat tires, but I just pumped them up, but those were slow flats, and never broke anything because I watch where I go, and being aware, knowing how to fall, being aware of your environment 110%, and seeing and knowing where things like cars and other bikers and people will be 5 seconds in the future, at least 2 seconds into the future. You know where they will be, and so you have to calculate. And it's not that hard, it just takes practice. Of course, I have years of practice. I can ride fast downhill, which I'm not choosing to do because I'm still resting. I could just roll down here and continue the video, but that would be ignoratic, because that would be abusive. Having only one hand, concentrating on what I want to say, and riding down with 40 kph. That's just stupid. I don't do stupid stuff. I rather walk, even if my time will be off for my riding, but still. So, you only need safeties until you learn how to do the actual stuff. I'm not a precog, I just can't think. Hello, dog. And so, this ability to think ahead of time and be aware of your environment is way more important than any safety gear you can buy, and they are flipping overpriced compared to what materials it costs to make them. So, sure, if you're still a beginner, if you're still learning how to fall, if you're still learning how to handle your instruments like a bike, if you still don't know that, and if you're insecure, you have thoughts about falling, you have thoughts about failing, you have feelings about failing and falling, you should protect yourself because you're gonna fall, you're gonna fail, because you think you're gonna. And that thinking makes you into ignoring a minor detail or having a spasm or whatever, and you gonna cause an accident for you. And every accident that I've ever seen, ever witnessed, ever lived through was partially my participation. And it's no one to blame but you if you had an accident. And I know a lot of people have problems with this attitude, that if you had an accident that you didn't want to happen, it's none of your fault because the other guy came in you. You didn't watch out. You didn't listen to the sounds, to the feelings, to the energies around you, and you didn't listen to your thoughts, to your negative thoughts, and those lead to accidents. And that's it. So if you still have those, wear as much safety gear as you possibly can because you can't protect yourself any other way. I'm riding for more than 10 years now. I have ridden from 55 kph to 1 kph in every situation, in snow, in wet, in every sort of way. I know how and what I can do. I even don't know how much I could bike up. I didn't know if I can get up in the third gear. I didn't know that. But what I knew is I can get up there. I can make it so. And so I did. And I didn't have any accidents, even though I stranded off. I was in traffic, I was almost hit by a bike. I was aware, and I awaited it before it began a fucking accident. So, I think that's gonna be enough for safeties, and keep your thoughts safe, is what I would say. And then you'll be safe as well. Until next time.